Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead and call our meeting to order, and we have kind of an unusual claims and minutes this time, so if you guys look through there, the very bottom one is because of the 4th of July on the 3rd. So I think it'd be easier if we can just make a motion for all of them at once, but just to make sure everybody knows what they're,
Okay, I'd make the motion that we approve the minutes from the May 23rd special meeting, from the approval of the June 6th, 2023 minutes, and approval of the July 3rd, 2023 claims and payroll.
I'll second that.
okay, all's in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Steve? All right. Matt? Good morning.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
We're bringing you a request that was sent to us by Senator Boachek's office. Back in 2019, a highway worker was killed up near Syracuse, and Senator Boachek has reached out to the county looking at proposing a bill next session to rename a portion of State Road 13 in honor of that worker. It
Benjamin
will
Fisher?
just be a memorial, essentially. There won't actually be an official road name change, so it won't impact addressing or anything of that nature, but it's to recognize them.
Will there be signage? Is that what they're talking?
Yes, signage. And what they're looking for is local support. I know I've talked to Brad, and our biggest concern, I think, we wanted to make sure it would not negatively impact any of the owners along that stretch. So there will be no impact, but we're bringing that letter of support for you folks to sign, and then we'll get that back to his office, and he'll move from there.
Need a motion for that?
I think so, yeah.
Make a motion to approve the support letter for the honoring of Benjamin Fisher.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
I'll be back up in a bit.
Thanks, Matt. All right, Bob. How you doing this morning?
Doing well, yourself?
Good.
All right, in our continuing effort to bring our computers up to date, the last few years we have been a little lag in replacing computers because we've had other projects to deal with. So this year and next year, we're taking a more aggressive stance than getting the older computers replaced. So in part of that, we did 40 computers earlier in the year, and now I'm requesting that we authorize the spent $37,127.71 to replace another 30 computers.
And that money's in your budget?
Yes.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept his request.
Second that.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Great, thank
Did we
you.
make it too easy on you?
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, I was paying attention.
Any office holders have anything? Anybody else? Okay. Ed?
We have an ordinance for submission to the commissioners. I'll read from that ordinance titled Ordinance Regarding Public Work Projects Less Than $250,000. Indiana Code 36-1-12-3 states that the board may, quote, perform any public work by means of its own workforce without awarding a contract whenever the cost of the public work project is estimated to be less than $250,000. The board believes that it is in the best interest of the county and the public that it serves to authorize the highway department and other departments of the county to use its own workforce for public work projects that are less than $250,000. Now therefore, the following is hereby ordained by the board. 1, the highway department and other departments of the county may use its own workforce for public work projects that are less than $250,000. 2, the highway department and other departments of the county shall comply with Indiana Code 36-1-12-3 and other applicable laws regarding such public work projects. Ordinance is submitted for consideration.
Thank you, Ed. I know that this is something I think is, our county highway does a great job of doing our paving, chip and sealing, some of our road maintenance, and this is just another opportunity for us to stretch our taxpayer dollars and be able to self-perform additional work. So I'd make a motion to approve this ordinance.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah, I know we've lobbied for a lot of years to try to continue to get this bumped up.
Yeah.
Steve's went down to Indianapolis to testify, and so a lot of work gone into this. So thank you, Steve.
We just heard this morning, contractor price per mile for asphalt is 160-some thousand, and we can do it for 120,000. So each mile that we pave, by doing it ourselves, we're saving $40,000. So this is a good ordinance. Thank you.
So it was a
It was a
state.
lesser amount.
Yeah.
It was a lesser amount. The Indiana legislature has increased it to 250,000 that we can do now. You recall what the old number was? Steve, what was 150? Yeah.
So it's something we've lobbied to try to change, but it's not something internal. If it was up to us, we'd just do what we want to do and feel we can and contract out what we can. But
Oftentimes, we'd be paving a road, and you'd have to stop because you met the limit when the rest of the road needed paved. And you're there, you got supplies, equipment, but you couldn't do it because of this ordinance. It kept you from finishing projects that needed finished, so this will curtail all that, so.
that cover your question, Dan? It does. All right.
Thank you for asking.
All right. Ed, do you have anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Marcia?
Yes, we have a contract agreement with Reedy Financial Group, and I believe, Bob, I know you've been involved in and know more about that, and I think Kathy Groninger's here, so I'm going to let them do the explanation and the need for this.
Kathy's coming up.
Please.
Hi, Kathy Groninger from the County Council, and I think you guys have a copy of the contract. And Radiant Financial Group came and presented at the council meeting regarding services that we would like to hire them to perform for the county. And basically, you can see from the contract that we just want overall financial expertise and services to help us with budgeting processes and also planning, future planning in the future. And just from the conversations at the meeting, I think it'll provide oversight for us and then also transparency to the county because we're going to have quarterly meetings that will be open to the public. So I just feel like it's going to save us taxpayers' money. That's what they said when they came and presented to us. And we're only going to do it for this year and see how it goes. And then if we determine that it really isn't beneficial to us and not helpful, then we don't have to renew the contract. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
We're basically trying to figure out, and that's with their assistance, on our timetable, whether or not it's the thing to do fiscally for the county. But at the same time, oftentimes there's resources and revenues that come in that are available to us that they may know about, because that's
Right.
what they do.
Right,
And they can take a look at what's available and what we've been spending and how we've been spending and make that analysis and overall do a better job of keeping track of finances and working with our staff that's elected officials and to figure out what's the best way to fiscally do things there. So.
right. I mean, we feel like things are getting more complicated, not less. You know, we're having lots more money come from the state. And we just think it'd be beneficial to us to have somebody, you know, give us some advice who's working around the state. So they're seeing different ideas that are working elsewhere and, you know, how we could potentially use them or not, depending upon our circumstances, whether or not it would be beneficial. So anyway, we just feel like it's a service that will help us move forward into, we feel like we're, you know, on the verge of really some growth in our county, and it would be helpful to have some advisors.
Yeah.
You have any questions?
That's
Brad, you have
pretty
any
much it.
questions?
I can't think, but we've talked about it quite a bit, so.
Okay,
So, yeah, mainly forecasting and identifying funding
Right.
sources and then helping us secure that funding.
right. And to make the best use of the allocations of our funding and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
and they claimed, and I will find out if this is true, that they can save taxpayers money by their services. So we hope that's true.
Well, if it's not, we don't have to continue.
Right.
So,
Make a motion or?
you want to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make motion that we accept the council's request to do this for, was it
It'll be just for this year,
One-
and then.
the
I
rest
mean,
of this year?
Right,
Yeah.
This would be 30,
It's basically, it's going to be prorated for I believe the whole contract for a year is $60,000. So it would be prorated per month. So
About 30.
it's basically half. Yeah.
I second his motion.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
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 The only thing I would say is as you're doing your budget process, that we go ahead and budget for it. And then if at, at the end of the year, we determine that they're really not helping us, then obviously we don't have to spend the money, but we should, plan for it, I feel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the nice thing about doing it the way we're doing it, is we can
Right.
at any time pull out of it if we see that's not beneficial, if we see that it, there's a lot to what they're doing. I mean, the contract is quite long,
Right.
and it's in tremendous detail on what they may be able to do to help us, so.
And they really didn't want to extend it into next year because they wanted to give us that out. If we felt like it wasn't helpful, they wanted to give us that out. So I think that speaks, volumes for them and what they feel like they can do for the county.
Whitley County had, I think they'd used their services. Is that correct?
We haven't, I don't believe as a county we've used their services,
No,
but they.
Whitley County.
Oh, that I don't know, but they are some of the presenters that we first encountered them at AIC training. So they're AIC certified, they're some of their trainers, and of all the training that I've been to, I thought they were fantastic and the best trainers that I've seen. So they're really knowledgeable and have a lot of experience and are working with a lot of different municipalities and counties around the state. So I think they have a lot to offer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Rhonda.
I'm here to present the calendar for 2024, the holidays and the commissioners, and there are 12 holidays included in the calendar. We just need approval on those.
Just the only one I was maybe had a little concern on was down on our commissioner meeting. I know that July 2nd, which 4th would be, I guess, on a Thursday. So, and then I guess it's a second on January 1st, but I don't know how you can get around those dates when they're so close to. I don't know that it makes any sense to move anything different than that, whether we adopt it and then see if there's a conflict later on, like we're doing this year.
With 4th of July, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we can always amend this. It's not etched in concrete, but it gives us the plan to look at so we can project for a whole year, so.
Okay.
I'd make a motion to approve as presented for our county holidays and commissioner, council, and department head meetings.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, at the top of the agenda, we inadvertently left out the June 2023 claims and payroll. We need those approved too. They were not on the agenda.
Okay, I'd make a motion that we amend my motion to include the meeting for June 20th, 23,
Claims and payroll.
claims and payroll. Correct.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I second that.
okay, all those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks for clarifying that, Rhonda. So we got, let's see. Yeah, we got to wait, don't we, man?
We got 1 minute and I'll fill it for you. This isn't on the agenda, but I wanted to let you guys know because you guys, as well as the council, were very integral to the comprehensive planning process that we went through in the last couple of years. We were notified by Katie Clark, who works with Taylor, Cipher, and Williams, who was our consultant for that process. Our plan was nominated by the Indiana APA for review for award. The spring conference was 2 months ago, and it did win was recognized as being an outstanding plan or initiative. So I think that's a big thing for our county, knowing that process we went through was getting statewide recognition, not just local. And, I'd like to say we can take all the credit. Stephanie with the foundation was a huge support of that. They really made a big push, as well as the money that was kicked in by the council and the commissioners here. So I think it's a great thing to get recognized statewide for the efforts that we did have for that plan and all the time that went into it. So,
congratulations to you.
Thank you,
That's-
Matt, for everything you did, yeah.
I just thought that plan was really good, that we were able to get a comprehensive plan for all the small communities in our county. And I think that's the thing that really stood out from a nomination perspective, that it wasn't just us looking at ours, but we were trying to look at how we could collaborate with all the other communities in our county and give everybody that planning that they needed. And I know that that's fed into some of these projects. It's been with help, so it's like one keeps building on the other. So it's been a really cool to see how all those have been working together.
Definitely.
Yeah, small towns had this thought process that they were out there by themselves. They had nobody to go to help or no revenues for increasing or making their communities better.
Right.
And this brought that all together. It's tremendous.
Yeah.
Thank you for
definitely.
your work on that.
Oh. No
Okay,
worries.
good job filling that in.
All right.
Ready for vacation.
So we do have one recommendation that we're bringing to you today, and this is in Atwood. I don't have a bigger map, but I'm going to show you on the aerial. We've got a 3-lot, 3 or 4 lots right there. Should look familiar. You folks had a rezoning just last month on this. And what there is a 16.5-foot alley between 2 of the platted lots. That alley is on the west side of town, comes straight down to the railroad. Dead ends right at the railroad access. So what they're looking at is vacating that 16.5-foot alley, and then as statute requires, it'll be split. I know there's some other steps that are going to take place because of some previous contracts are on file, but this will help move this project that they have a long-term sights on forward. So Plan Commission did send a favorable recommendation unanimous favorable recommendation to vacate the 16.5-foot alley.
Okay, thank you. Anyone here wishing to speak in favor of the petition? Good morning.
Morning. My name's Blake Palmer. I own the property. I would just like to have the properties be able to be joined as one property, with the alleyway being vacated. The alleyway hasn't been used in years. There's a tree probably about 24 inches in diameter in the middle of it, so.
Ruh-roh.
I don't think the county had any intentions of using it, so I just would ask if you guys would vacate the alleyway for me.
Okay,
Thank
thank you. Anyone opposed? Okay, hearing none, we'll close the meeting to the public and make a decision.
I make a motion, we looked at it in depth several times at tech review as well as area plan, and the unanimous recommendation that I would support to vacate the alley.
Hey, Bob, there's no existing utilities down that alleyway? right?
Nothing.
I'd second that motion.
Okay, got a motion, a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yep.
That's all I got for you.
Did the mayor sneak out? I was just gonna tell him thanks for being here.
Take a deep breath and relax, you're fine.
So, all right. Anybody have anything else to come for the commissioners? Not, we'll plan on seeing everybody in 2 weeks on actually a little off on 2 weeks, July 5th. 2 weeks and a day.
Yay, team.
Could you send me that ordinance, please?
Have a good day, take a deep breath. You did good.
Oh, that's a state senator? Yes.
As soon as I sign some claims, Steve.
Proximity, and the second one, Kate Clark, PhD, and ID. Okay, she's the project manager, senior project manager, senior. Yeah, you just mentioned everybody.